Podcast, where this time we're going to be looking at Finland's coaching staff, and yeah, oh no, I don't like the sound of that. Oh no, I don't like the sound of that. Let's just say it's a bit of an interesting choice, given how Finland is kind of one of those nations that we, see as potentially being on the rise. And if we're talking about which nations could one day, threaten the US and Canada to maybe taking gold, you look at Finland as one of them. I mean, well, they did brilliantly in the Euro Hockey Tour, and not just demolishing the competition there, despite not sending any of their PHL players, which was a really interesting move. Yeah. Obviously, they have won the last 2 bronzes at the Women's World Championship, although really the one in Prague should have been for Czechia. Czechia should have got the one in Prague, let's just face it. Me and you, they'd agree that in 2025, Czechia they should have got that bronze, and it looked like they were going to have that bronze medal, and then the second half of the game, it just was all dominated by Finland, so, yeah, it's just still check it out. Yeah, so Finland's program is kind of one that you feel is on the rise, and Finland could be a nation that one day threatens to maybe dethrone the US and the Canadians in the top 2 spots. I mean, I felt that for years in the men's tournament, and I felt the last 2 Olympics when AHL players have been involved, I'd be expecting Finland to step up. Didn't they win the gold in Beijing? I can look it up. I know they did in Pyeongchang, because obviously Pyeongchang was that shock Germany beat OAR final, which nobody saw coming, not even me, because but yes, but yeah. So I kind of felt Finland, with the men's side, Finland is one of those nations that you should be keeping a watch for, because they could be a serious threat one day. Obviously, the 4 nations that didn't really transpire, because they didn't make it out of the round robin stage, neither did Sweden. Although the 4 nations was completely silly, because we knew what was going to happen. We knew it was going to be US and Canada. We just knew. So what the hell were we doing with that? This is ridiculous. Well, they did. Finland won gold at the men's in Beijing. There we go. Beating the Russians. Ah, yes. So I remember there. Although you would have been focusing more on the men's tournament that year, with the Eastern members of our pack. Of course, this time round you're not going to be doing that as much. Well, I'm still going to follow the men's tournament, but for me it'll be bits and bobs. Right. Whereas obviously you two are full focus on women's tournament, as you always have been. Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like Finland is one of those nations that you think we should be keeping a very close eye on, because one day they could potentially be competing for gold, because this gap in the women's side is now going to start closing the more the PHL grows and the more seasons we have under our belts. Yeah, it's too late for this cycle now, but who knows? In the next cycle, it could be. Yeah, I think for Finland, the expectation probably will be for bronze, because we know, and they probably will believe themselves, are capable of going for bronze. And then maybe the next cycle, that's when you start to think, right, by that point, the PHL would have been around for 6 years. Yeah. We would have had enough time between Milan and the French Alps to build the programme to a position where they could potentially throttle one of the 2 top dogs. Let's not forget, Finland did break Canada's gold-silver streak at the Women's World Championships. Yeah. Before 2019, Canada had never not played for a gold. They'd always been either gold medalist or silver medalist. Then 2019, Finland broke that streak and got to the finals. And of course, it's been talked about plenty of times on the Jocks Jaws podcast. Tester, they can't seem to let that tournament go. Anyway. Right, so let's get to it. So, Finland's coach. Let's talk into it now, shall we? So, Team Finland will be coached by Tiro Littera. Okay, and this is gonna be his first. This is gonna be his first games. Oh, that's not the That's not the reason I had the little moment. That's not the reason. Okay, that's not the reason. Okay. They need risky for Finland. They need risky for Finland. Oh no! The last thing they need. Okay, well, I'm going to go through his coach credentials right now. So, Littera switched into coaching after retiring from professional play in 2007, and he has been the head coach of Salpa of the Finnish Liga. He has also coached several Espoo Blues junior teams and worked as an assistant coach for Blues' first team during 2015-16 season. He was supposed to become the head coach of Blues, but the team went bankrupt in 2016. Yeah. During the 22-23 season of Hockey Allsvenskan, he took over mid-season as head coach for Bastras IK after the team had a rough start and hadn't met the high expectations that the relatively high-end lineup had amassed. Littera succeeded in taking the team to the quarterfinals, where they lost to Björklöven IF. Tiro became known as Tiro the Hero amongst the Basters fanbase, and many people still hope for his return. One of the main reasons for the instant improvement in play for Bastras was his use of neutral zone trap play. So that makes me to watch out for in Milan if he tries to use his tactics there. During the 23-24 Hockey Allsvenskan season, he coached Östersund IK and cemented his Finnish style of trap play in Hockey Allsvenskan. So, he got named as the new head coach for the Finnish women's national team in May 2025. So that's literally 1 month after Prague. So 1 month after you win bronze in Prague, we have the new coaching change. Risky, but here we go. So he succeeds Juuso Tobla, who had held the role during the previous 3 seasons. Littera had no experience coaching women. No! No! Oh! No! No! Oh! 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 You gotta come at the same time. Oh! No! Oh God! Right. I need to lock this to myself. Sorry. Oh Jesus Christ! No. He had no experience coaching women's prior to accepting the position, and shared that he was not very well informed. Oh my God! This gets worse. Not been very well informed about women's ice hockey. Oh, she's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She just did a roly poly. You roly poly's off the bloody. What's that? No, I need to lie down. Oh, she's going. Hold the fort, boys. She needs to lie down. Oh my God. I had not been very well informed about women's ice hockey in an interview following the hiring announcement. Oh my god. How's he not well informed? I mean, Finland have probably competed in probably every single Olympics, right? Right? Look it up! Well, look it up. What's he play? What's he playing at? You tell me! What is he actually playing at here, George? You tell me! Oh my god, no! Jesus Christ! No! No, counselling! Oh my dear! Oh my god! Well, that's Finland fucked. Oh, that's prediction now, is it? Yep, that's Finland screwed. That's bad. I mean, a powerhouse nation in the women's game, and he's not familiar with it. What the fuck? You're just making me feel very, very, very old. I could understand it if it's in the 30, so the age I was when I first got involved, so a 30, I could understand a 30-year-old didn't really understand much about it, but for someone like that, it's probably what, 50s, 60s, give or take. That's bad. That's very bad. I don't want to go there. Right, we are trying to look this up, so here we go. Right, Finland. Right, here we go, tournament record. Yeah, I was right. So you were right. You read it. They beat every single Olympics, Finland. So in 1919 Nagano, they got the bronze. In 2002 in Salt Lake City, they got fourth place. In 2006 in Torino, they got fourth place. That, of course, was the infamous Olympics where the US had to play the bronze match, so no surprise there. In 2010, so your first Olympics, George, for the women's side, in Vancouver, they got the bronze. In 2014 in Sochi, they came in 5th place. And then in 2018 Pyeongchang and 2022 Beijing, they both got the bronze. Yep. Oh, Jesus Christ. What are they doing? What? Yeah. What the hell? What is going on with Finland here? You're gonna pick... Right. Are you coming back up? No. Oh my dear! She's not coming back! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, she's coming... They're just about to say this. No. I'm in complete and utter shock here. How the can I swear? You know you can swear. Just don't say C word, M word, or Q word. What? I'm going to go to the camera. Go to the camera. Here's one of those goes to the camera moments. There we go. There we go. Swami, what the fuck are you playing at? How can you hire a guy who has not got any prior experience to coach women's hockey, but also doesn't understand the fucking game? Oh fuck, I can't. You two deal with it. She's gone. She's actually gone. Ladies left the building. Ladies left the studio. It's just me and you now. That's not good because I was roped in. She's actually gone and left the studio. She's pissed off. Oh my god, what the hell? Right, didn't Carl McLeod hire someone? No, I feel like the old one. Oh my god. I know. This is dreadful. No, you gonna look Google that. Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. You actually gonna Google that, yeah? I'm very sure a Finn got hired as the charity's assistant. Google it. Oh, Jesus. Right. Probably you're making me Google this on a game day. Yeah, the old one. Oh! Yeah. Oh, she's coming back. So if Finland now losing Milan, we know who to blame. Oh no! Lady! Can't say that! Oh my god. Especially if the hiring happened after this announcement was made, so I don't... Can't blame anything on the charge. Oh god. Imagine... Oh god, now he's losing. Oh, just... No, don't even want to go there. Nope. Oh my god. I mean... Right, where do we start? Where do we even start? Because I just don't get... Right, I'm going to look at how old this bastard is. Oh! 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 He was born in 1972, so he's currently 53. He's 53! He's 53, and he doesn't know a single thing about women's ice hockey. Get fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. He's 53. You've had an extensive playing career. You've had an extensive coaching career since 2007. You've had extensive coaching career going back to 2007. You telling me you don't know a single thing about women's hockey? Get fucked. Get fucked. Finland has been at every single Olympics going all the way back to 1998. So unless you were having expensive all-paid-for holidays that year, in those years, I don't know how you can miss it. It's like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what to say. I really don't. Apart from effing and jeffing. I mean, right, we've talked about plenty of times how we always feel that if you're going to coach women's hockey, we've got no problem if it is a man, but they've got to at least have the experience to do it. That was the problem we had with Brian. No, oh, no, not him. Seattle's. Oh my god. There's too many coaches now, I can't keep track. It's Steve O'Rourke and Chris Spa did have the experience. Brian Dusky did have experience because obviously he coached the Chinese. Oh, I forgot. That's because they are great because of the host nation. Pluto! Well, it's true. Okay. So, we were saying in the summer about how with Chris Spa and Steve O'Rourke, we don't have a problem getting the jobs because they're men. The problem we have is because they've got no prior experience. And of course, Chris Spa, prior to coach the Fleet this season, he had no previous coach experience. He had been an assistant coach his whole coach career. He never been a head coach. But clearly, we've been proven wrong about that, and we will hold our hands up when we do our special bonus episode at the halfway point of the season. Which I think is going to be the last we're going to record before we go on Olympic break. Yeah. Right, so it's like, seriously? And the PHL is streamed on YouTube. Yep. You can even go and watch back replays of the games, which we do during the off-season. Yeah, so it's like... So, I'm sorry. He's got no excuse not to not be aware of the women's game. Okay. And I think that's the thing with the PHL now. Prior to the PHL, it was very hard to watch women's hockey. Of course, we know first up. Yeah, because obviously you are still really pissed off that you didn't know there was a World Championships before the PHL. Yeah, because for me, once every 4 years was not enough. It was not enough. Now, the fact that I had the Sharks and Barracuda, that helped tie me over when it was an Olympic year. Yeah. But if I'd know about these World Championships beforehand, then I could have had 3 weeks every year. Unless it's an Olympic year, because they didn't do it in Olympic years. Yeah. I could have had 3 weeks in a non-Olympic year getting into women's hockey in. Because the NHL always talks about the men's World Juniors and the men's World Championships, but never about the women's. Yeah. I always say that's about the BBC, because the BBC, you broadcast the Olympics, but you should then be telling people who want to be involved with these sports how to get involved, even if it's just as a supporter. So I think that's balanced on the BBC's part. And Eurosport! Yes. because we have had split coverage ever since. Was it Tokyo? Ever since Tokyo? Yeah, yeah. Pyeongchang was the last Olympics exclusively on the BBC. Right. That was confusing because the time difference. Yep, not knowing what was live, what was not live. Yep. I know that very well. Yeah, I know that very well. Yeah, but you're right. I am still pissed off that I couldn't know that beforehand because could you imagine what that would have difference have made to me? I could have gone into those further Olympics even more well informed. Yeah, you know. So yeah. So now we have the PHL. There is no excuse not to watch women's hockey. And the SDHL, which is a big women's hockey league in Sweden, they are also now streaming all their games on YouTube. And I did try to have a go at watching. It was during the summer, yeah, because they started their season quite early compared to us. You did have a go. I did have a go. It was during the late summer, early September. I had a go. Now, I have no problem watching things in Swedish because, of course, every year I watch Sweden's Eurovision National Melodifestivalen. And of course, that's in Swedish. We are still watching that, aren't we? You know, you're on boycott. Yes! Yes! Yes, we are! We are! Yes, we are. That's the only national final I'm still watching this season, because obviously I am, as you guys know, I am on boycott. So, yeah, no, we are. So I don't mind that. But I think it's harder to watch a sporting event in a different language, especially if you're not familiar with the teams. Because if you want to back a particular team in that game, it's a bit hard because you don't know the language, so you don't know. It's like, so you don't really know when that team scored. Do you celebrate or not? Yeah. So I thought, oh, I don't know. No, I can't be. I thought, no, I can't. Which could have helped ties over to the final months of the off season, but I just thought, it's just, I think for an entertainment show, I could watch it in a different language, but for a sporting event, no, it would have to be English. So yeah, but I did give it a go, but I just thought, okay. What I'm trying to say is, there's no excuse not to now be familiar with the women's game. Okay, there just isn't any excuses anymore. There are just no excuses. Okay, this game, the women's game, is getting more accessible by the minute, by the second, I should say. Yeah. So the fact that this guy who's going to be coaching Finland at the biggest, but of course, what's bigger than the Olympics? At the biggest sport event on the fucking planet, and you are not familiar with the game as a whole, then should you really be in that position? No. And you know what? If he does badly as a coach in Milan, I think they should fire him. Don't even give him a chance to go to Denmark. No. Fire him on the spot. If he does crap, just fire him on the spot. Because Finland, as you and Lady can say, is a nation on the rise. The last thing a nation on the rise needs right now is some 50-year-old pushing 60 who has not got a clue what they are doing. It is one of the lesser nations, well, the nations that aren't seen to do well, then fine, because they could use it as a learning curve for the next time. But for a nation like Finland, who pretty much is going to be seen as up there for the medals, we can't afford that. No. We generally can't afford that. It's just like, why are you paying that? It's just, oh my, I can't, even I'm losing my cool here. Because you have now developed this newfound love for the women's game. Because obviously, before the PHL, you, along with the Eastern members of our pack, were pretty much, you only really saw it once every 4 years if I've got it on. So, and then of course, we roped you in, because obviously you were the last member of the pack to stake your hand. We roped you in, and what me and Lady have noticed since then, so since 2024, we've noticed that you are developing a love for the women's side. And I think that is what I want to see people do. That's part of my job as an advocate, is to obviously inform and educate people about the women's game, and then eventually get you engaged in that. And I feel that when you get engaged with it, if you then learn to love it, that is me then basically doing my job. So I put job, yeah. Honestly, me and are still working on you getting involved with the World Championships, which I think you're going to need to be, because obviously they're now going to be before the fall season starts. I mean, all you need to do is just sit there. You just need let me and Lady do the heavy lifting. But we do, but yeah. So we are gonna have you watch in Denmark. So, gosh, I'll just block the card. Yeah, block your card out now. So yeah, yeah. So you're definitely on the up. But yeah, so I think all three of us need to be, aggravated by this. Whether we were involved with the game for a very long time or we're still learning the ropes, just because I think this is an insult. I think it's an insult to the women's game. We're gonna have one of the power nations in the tournament being coached by a complete no-no who has got no experience in coaching women's hockey and has got zero knowledge of the game. How is that allowed to happen? Do our betting processes in Finland? Or is it just can you defend the EBU? Yes? Right, you're going to UMK. Do you need special kind of pants so people can't see your dicks? You're going to UMK. Can you wear a green coat that looks like that evil frog? You're going to UMK. Pluto! Well, we asked the coordinates for the festive season. I can't. To anybody who loves the Muppets Christmas Carol, I can't apologise enough for that last one, but that was brilliant. That was brilliant. But yeah, oh my god, my blood is boiling. I am not even going to be backing the Finns. I'm not even backing the Finns, and yet I'm still just because you're going to have to talk about this. You're going to be doing recaps. Because for these games, it's different for you because these are your first games as an advocate of the PHL, and you're going to be doing Instagram stuff. You're hopefully going to be doing videos. We're going to be doing a massive recap show afterwards. Yeah, which is going to take a lot of time to record. So you have to get angry because Finland are in our group, and we're going to be talking about this. Yeah, we're going to talk about the performances of the team. So. Yeah, can you imagine who could potentially represent Finland on the PHL side? They're going to have somebody who's got no clue what they're doing? Oh, get away. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. It's like... So, are you serious about your prediction now for Finland? Do you think Czechia could get the bronze? Right, so we're going to... Well, because as you guys know, I have no hope for Switzerland. I don't even get why Switzerland are in Group A. Okay? I just don't. I don't get it. They have in previous years had top groups in world championships. Okay? So they have proved that and have won bronzes. Yeah, but that's not enough for me to be worried otherwise. Oh, God. Czechia now might have a chance. Because you two said that Czechia performed really well in that match. Yeah, that should have been Czechia's medal. That should have been Czechia's. And they just... Yeah, but it was just... I don't know what... We do know what... We do know what happened there. It was complete meltdown. So you saying you think Czechia now have a stronger chance to get a medal over Finland? Yeah, because Czechia's got experience. Czechia's got Kyle McLeod. Czechia's got Kyle McLeod. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to coach teams well to medals and also to championship series. So... I'm going to say it. I think Czechia's going to win bronze over Finland. Clip that, and we'll come back to that in March. Clip that right there, and we'll come back to that in March. Alright? Clip that there. Clip that right there. Right, clip that. Okay? So you really aren't confident in Finland? No. Because, as well as the players, the bench staff also need to be on top of them as well. If this guy hasn't got a clue what he's doing, then it's going to be a meltdown. Now, looking for Finland in Group A, which means you get to go to the quarterfinals regardless. But, depending on who they get as opponents, it could be completely different. Well, I think looking right now at Group B, the only nation that you probably think should have a good hand over Finland would be Sweden. But there again, Sweden and Finland did meet in the quarterfinals in Prague, and Finland took down Sweden. So just make that what you will. But I don't know. This is a bad move for Finland, and I'm very surprised at the Finns for this. I'm so surprised. Yeah. So, what were they thinking? Like, literally, they didn't think. This is a huge tournament we've got coming up. And this is who you're going to have as your coach? This is who you want as your coach? It's almost like, had Finland got a death wish? Feels like it. Feels like it. Oh my god. I'm absolutely fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. If he just had no previous coach experience with hockey, fine. But the fact he's got no knowledge of the game as a whole, no. Let's just wrap it up. Because I think you're you're about 30 seconds away from a C-bomb. Wrap it up. Go get Lenny back. So we got to do another team. Okay, go back. And I'll wrap it up there. On your own heads be it, Finland. On your own heads be it.